What if I told you one of the most brilliant doctors of the 19th century was living a lie? Not because of some crime, not for fame, but because she was a woman in a world that refused to let women save lives. This is the true story of Dr. James Barry, a pioneer who broke every rule to change the world. Back in the early 1800s, the medical field was a fortress, and its gates were firmly shut to women. Legally and socially, women were banned from studying medicine. No medical schools would accept them, no surgical training was available, no hospitals would hire them. This created a silent crisis. Many women, especially during childbirth, suffered immensely because they were uncomfortable being examined by male doctors. But society didn't seem to care. If you were born female, your dreams of becoming a doctor were dead on arrival. Unless you decided to cheat the system. Around 1795, a child named Margaret Ann Bulkeley was born in Ireland. She was incredibly intelligent, deeply curious, and fiercely ambitious. From a young age, she knew she wanted to heal people. With the secret support of progressive family friends who recognized her potential, Margaret made a radical, life-altering decision. She would become a man. She cut her hair short, adopted men's clothing, practiced lowering her voice, and chose a new name, James Barry. As James Barry, she did what Margaret never could. She enrolled at the University of Edinburgh Medical School. It was an audacious move, something no woman had ever been allowed to do. And incredibly, no one suspected a thing. After graduating, the newly minted Dr. James Barry joined the British Army as a surgeon, a position of immense respect and responsibility. Throughout a long and distinguished career, Barry became known for several distinct traits: a notoriously short temper, a surprisingly high-pitched voice, a perpetually youthful appearance, and above all, an unwavering obsession with patient care and hygiene. Other doctors often mocked Barry. They whispered behind his back, calling him strange, eccentric, and different. But his patients felt otherwise. They trusted him. Women, in particular, seemed to find a sense of safety and understanding with Dr. Barry that was rare for the time. In 1826, while stationed in Cape Town, South Africa, Dr. Barry achieved something truly extraordinary. He was called to the bedside of a woman in a perilous, prolonged labor. Seeing no other option to save her and her child, Barry decided to perform a risky and controversial procedure, a cesarean section. At the time, C-sections were practically a death sentence for the mother due to infection, blood loss, and the sheer shock of surgery without modern anesthesia. Yet, against all odds, Barry succeeded. Both the mother and the baby survived. This incredible feat was one of the first documented successful C-sections in the entire British Empire, where both mother and child lived. That single act was enough to secure Dr. Barry's place in the annals of medical history. But a life built on a secret is never easy. Over the decades, rumors and speculation followed Dr. Barry everywhere. People constantly whispered, "Why does he never undress around others?" They'd ask, "Why is his body so small and slight? Why does he always refuse medical examinations for himself?" The questions were endless. Some colleagues accused Barry of being too feminine. Others speculated he might be homosexual, which was a serious accusation at the time. Many just labeled him as plain odd, but despite the constant scrutiny, no one ever uncovered the truth. And Barry, for his part, never confessed, carrying the weight of his secret for his entire life. The final act of this incredible story unfolded in 1865, when Dr. James Barry died in London after a long and decorated career. Knowing the end was near, Barry had left very strict instructions for his death. There was to be no examination of the body, no undressing, and absolutely no autopsy. He wanted to take his secret to the grave. However, a nurse tasked with preparing the body for burial either didn't receive the message or chose to ignore it. As she did her work, she made a startling discovery. The celebrated, respected, and sometimes feared Dr. James Barry was biologically female. The nurse also claimed to have found stretch marks on the body, the kind that suggested Barry may have even given birth at some point in her early life, adding another layer of mystery to her story. The revelation sent shockwaves through the rigid, male-dominated medical world and the British establishment. A woman had not only infiltrated their ranks, but had excelled, becoming one of the most senior medical officers in the British Army. The official reaction was swift and decisive. The British Army immediately sealed all of Dr. Barry's records for nearly 100 years. They suppressed the story, downplayed the discovery, and did everything they could to avoid discussing the truth. Why? Because admitting the truth meant admitting some very uncomfortable facts. It meant admitting that a woman had outperformed her male peers in medicine. It meant a woman had served with distinction as a high-ranking military surgeon. It meant a woman, disguised as a man, had fundamentally changed medical history. The system couldn't handle that reality. Dr. James Barry didn't live as a man for fame or attention. She did it out of necessity. She did it because she had a gift for healing and lived in a world too prejudiced to accept it from a woman. Her life was a testament to the fact that women were never incapable, they were just locked out. She proved that talent, intelligence, and determination know no gender, and even when history tried to erase her, tried to bury her truth under a century of sealed records, the story of Margaret and Bulkley, the woman who became Dr. James Barry, survived. She remains a powerful symbol of defiance and a true hero of medicine. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as inspiring as I did, please hit that like button and subscribe for more hidden histories. We'll see you in the next one.